I've played a total of 40 days on Fortnite and spent thousands of hours gaming. It actually took me a while to realize that I actually had an addiction, but once I actually quit, I never looked back. It's 3 years later, and I would not go back. If even somebody paid me to, I would not go back. In this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly why you should consider maybe quitting gaming. Because, at least for me, it got me an aesthetic body, gave me higher testosterone levels, and I did it. And it only took an understanding of a couple things to actually do. So it actually gave me such a positive impact on my life, and I'm just making this video because my heart goes out to the guy that's spending countless of hours playing these games when he could have actually just done this, what I'm about to tell you, and actually had more success in life and more actual fulfillment and freedom. Imagine me, I'm fumbling my backpack looking for my keys while I've just gotten home from school. My teacher has had it out for me. She's literally called me stupid and made me feel stupid. And I've got a crush on some girl that I know doesn't even, like, the thought of me doesn't even cross her mind at all. Even the whole day, the whole week, whatever. I just don't exist on her plane of reality. And on top of all of that, on top of not really having many friends, on top of not just not really being a kind of person around in the loop, my body is like weak and flabby. And I just don't have a good body image. I just am not confident with myself. So all day, like, the only thing that actually would keep me going is that all day I was thinking about Minecraft. I was thinking about what kinds of things I would build, what kinds of things I would do with my freaking Minecraft dog. And I kept just thinking about what I would create, because in Minecraft, I wasn't this like loser kid that had no friends with flabby skin and just a low testosterone body. In Minecraft, I could do what I want, I could be what I want, and build what I want. I could just do anything. And it would be the kind of things like, oh, I just found diamonds yesterday, and so I'll be able to make like a full set of diamond armor with a nice pickaxe. So I'd be playing for hours, and then my single mom, she'd get home, and bless her soul, she worked so very hard for us. Of course, she was undergoing, like, she had so much stress at work, and she was working so hard, and she was providing for her 2 kids alone. And honestly, she has a reasonable crash out because we haven't taken out like the kitchen, like the chicken out of the freezer. And so she walks into the kitchen, because that's like where the front door is. Kind of weird actually, now that I think about it. But she walks in and she finds out, okay, we haven't put the chicken out of the freezer, and she can't actually cook because now everything's just harder. And so then she has a reasonable crash out where she's just she's yelling at us because, you know, she's stressed, and we can't blame her for that. We can't blame our parents for these things that they've gone through. Instead, we can work to actually make a safer environment from us actually bettering ourselves so that we can help our family have a greater peaceful environment. And so then I just go back into my room and I just keep playing Minecraft, keep playing just the games, because in those games I could do anything, I could be anything, I could progress, I could actually just do something and then know that I would be making progress, even if it was kind of slow. I just knew that if I did this thing, if I just like went mining to go find diamonds, I would end up finding diamonds eventually. Minecraft made me feel safe.
So this, I remember it kind of. I barely remember.
Single mother with lots on her plates, female teachers who don't know how to nurture masculinity in a young boy and just like yell at them for even doing the things that a normal boy would do, like exploring, like even getting hurt, or even just play fighting with his friends. Of course, that's like to an extent, of course. And I want you to picture my young self having lots of just depression and not knowing how to grow out of this state of being. How, you know, I was going to therapy when I was like 7 years old, and I just felt so stuck in my life, but I felt so safe in the video games. But the real growth in life and in the games is not in the safety. The real growth you want is not in the safety. It's pursuing the discomfort and unknown of the world. The real world is actually just scarier. There's not like If you don't level up, you age, and so you're basically just going lower level if you don't try to level up. You only have like one life. It's not like you just respawn, because like you only have one life, and the mistakes you make, you end up having to solve them. Anything you do, if you leave a plate on the counter, it's not going to just randomly go away. It's just you're going to have to come back to it. If your room is messy, you're going to have to clean it. It's just that simple. It's not like the games where if we don't do something, then things get better, because things don't get better if you don't do anything. I'll tell you what, the real world is scarier, but the rewards of the quests that you actually go, the goals that you set for yourself that you accomplish, are so much greater. The goals that you actually set out to accomplish in the real world feel so much more fulfilling because they are real, they are there, and they are tangible. You can see the look of love in your woman's eyes when she sees you in adoration, when you see your son's face and he just like looks at you and he is just inspired by you. That is the goal we have for when we grow older, and we've built ourselves into the kinds of men that are just able to inspire. And the truth is, we don't get there from playing the games. And although the games make us feel safe, like right now you're probably thinking like, no, I can still play video games because they make me feel safe. Truthfully, if you want to become the man you feel you are in the games, but in real life, instead of just like sitting down in your like black crusty computer chair, like with your flabby skin, gelatinous body, and looking at a screen where you could be that man, and instead of doing that, you go and get off of the screen and you become that man in real life, that is where the actual magic happens, because the magic you were seeking was not in the games. The magic you were seeking was waiting for you to get off of the fucking games and get after it. Have an open mind. Like right now you might be thinking, okay, no, they make me feel safe, so I don't want to quit. They're the only place where I'm actually able to be what I wish I could be in real life. But if you just abandon that ship, just imagine what all of those resources would go to. But when I tell you my gaming addiction was serious, that is an understatement. Like I said at the beginning, I've played a total of 40 days of just Fortnite. And I played other games too, like Terraria, like Minecraft, like Cuphead, like friggin' Roblox when I was much younger. I literally grinded till 2 a.m. most nights at the beginning of the pandemic, a couple years ago. Even when I didn't feel like playing anymore, I still played, because the future me of like getting these like cool golden skins or whatever, like the golden gun or whatever, getting these future things were actually more important than me actually how I felt in the moment. Getting the golden skin, getting these new, like leveling up, was more important than how I felt, because I literally sometimes it'd be late at night and I wouldn't even feel like playing the game anymore. I wouldn't even want to play the game anymore, and my brain was telling me not to play the game anymore. And so I would just keep going because I had these goals like of getting like whatever certain armor. I was like mining in Terraria. I'd stay up mining ores, trying to progress faster and faster so my character could be much, much better. When I got off the games though, I had nothing going for me. And so you can see how this cycle, it's like a gaming addiction cycle. The more you spend in the game, the better you get in the game, but the worse you get in real life. And so it's harder to actually go back to real life because you lose the momentum of real life and you have the momentum inside of where your attention has been placed. And that is what happens. Your growth happens where you place your attention. My body was mid. I didn't feel good about myself. I had bad mental health, and it's basically all this stuff, the mental health, the body image. It was just my body, my literal physical nervous system telling me that something was wrong. I felt bad because my body was telling me that something was wrong and I needed to correct course. You feeling bad is just a reflection of your body basically trying to warn you that something is wrong and you need to fix it. That is the only reason you feel bad, because if you didn't have anything wrong, yes, you would feel better. You'd feel great. But the thing is, if we're not feeling great, and if we just, or if we're doing it superficially, just trying to numb ourselves and not actually seeing what's actually out there in the world for us to achieve, then things are just going to get worse and worse. And the thing is, when you log off at night, when you log off, you have to look in the mirror. You have to see for yourself who you are, who you could be. I just wouldn't wish it on anybody, because you look in the mirror and you're thinking, wow, I just did so much in the game, and like, look at me. My brain doesn't match, like the kind of willpower, discipline, and consistency doesn't match what my body looks like. And truth be told, you might get offended at this, but your body is a complete direct reflection of your discipline, of your willpower, of your consistency. That's why I'm freaking jacked, because I was addicted to the video games. The goals in the games were more important than how I felt than in the moment of achieving them, because I knew that if I just showed up and grinded and focused on getting better every single day, I would just get the skins, I would get the sword, or just beat the next boss, or just get to the next level. Video games distract you from leveling up in real life. So, imagine if you put the same discipline, willpower, and consistency, and just perseverance that you have been putting in the games into leveling up in real life. Because I tell you, if you were the kind of guy that was addicted to the video games, then you are the kind of guy that gets addicted to leveling up himself and leveling up his character and getting better and in your chosen skills. God has placed certain things in your heart for you to achieve. And the thing is, if you keep numbing yourself, if you keep not letting yourself actually be open to the opportunities, because you might think, oh, I don't know what to do with all the time once I don't have video games. It's because God whispers. He whispers in your ear. He whispers in your heart. And the thing is, if you have so much noise going around, you're never going to hear him. And so real life character is customizable. This is a picture of me like years ago. I literally went from fat to skinny to freaking jacked. I went through that, and it made me learn that mental health is a skill, because your real life character is customizable. You can level up just like your body levels up, just like the games. Your testosterone is like the XP multiplier. And so my entire channel is about hormonal optimization. My last video was about how to increase your testosterone. And so, just to put it in a way that you might understand better, some games, like I remember when I used to play Fortnite and I'd miss a day and then I'd get like extra, like double XP or something for what I did. Testosterone is like the XP multiplier of actual real life. So what testosterone is, it's the male androgen, the male hormone that makes you feel more competitive. And so competition is the reason why testosterone exists, and testosterone makes you a more competitive man. And the thing is, how do you actually become more competitive with more testosterone? You know what I mean? You pursue your goals just like you've been pursuing them in the games. But the thing is, you have to really set yourself out. You know, sometimes you have like motivation at 3 a.m. The thing is, what if you just sat there and just thought? Like nothing else. Your brain will force you to think of things to do. And so if you actually force yourself to think of things, like you just sit down, it's like, okay, my brain is bored. It needs to be stimulated. So it's going to think about the things that I want to do with my life. And then you're going to start to get these little glimpses of the things that you have been getting whispered in your ear for years, for literally like, if not months, then years, if not like that, then even freaking like the last decade of your life. You're going to actually know these little things. It's like, for example, when I stopped playing the games, I was thinking, okay, I want to upgrade my body. I want to upgrade my social skills. I want to upgrade myself. I want to be better. So set goals and achieve them. That makes you a more competitive man and boosts your testosterone. And testosterone is like the XP multiplier of your life that will just make your entire life feel much easier. It's like, have you ever felt extremely motivated, like you're on a roll and things are just coming good? That was your testosterone. And because like then you might have realized the next couple of days they felt like shit. It's because your testosterone spikes, and because your body wants to maintain balance, like homeostasis, it goes to lower than baseline and you feel worse than before and you lose all of the momentum you've gotten. So if you just continue despite you feeling unmotivated, then you're going to get to the places that you want to get to. You're going to accomplish the goals, and that is the real test of discipline. Discipline was never in the times where you felt motivated. Discipline and consistency, it was always in the times where you felt least motivated, where you feel like quitting. It has always been there. Every single time where you feel like quitting is an exact moment where your discipline is going to get better, where that skill is going to get better, because every single skill is literally just a skill. Like in the video games, you can increase your strength skill. Like I've increased my strength skill. I can bench 325 pounds and squat 405 pounds. You can increase your strength skill with knowledge, with learning, and then you actually apply the knowledge you have. You get better at cooking. I cook for my family every single day and it tastes friggin' delicious. You get better at taking women on dates, at talking to women. You get better at actually just improving your body, your social skills, your speaking ability. What I'm saying is, set goals. Just sit down, like literally action step, sit down and just give time for yourself and think about the actual goals that you want to do that would make you a more just a better man in your eyes. Don't think about necessarily the goals that other people have told you need. Like I might tell you, oh yeah, you need to freaking like I don't know, you need to get your, I don't know, I really don't know, honestly, like your money up. I don't know. I might tell you need to get your social skills up, but maybe that's not authentic to you because your social skills are already good or something like that. That's the truth. Is there's a vision of the man that you are meant to become, and that has been placed in your heart, and that is unique to you, and you must follow that. An example that I can do, that I can just give you if you feel that this resonates with you, what I did when I quit playing video games. I was like reading this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, and I was just applying everything that I had. While that is good, and you can do that, that's like helpful. Basically, the basic premise was I was reading, I was learning about what I wanted to do, and then I was going to do it. And so, action step for like if you want to have better social skills, speak to 100 people in the month. Basically, that's like every person you see pretty much. Just speak to 100 people in the gym, start training differently or even more in the gym. Study for like an hour that you would have actually played the games. What you need to do is actually just replace the time that you would have spent on games on actually improving yourself and going after these goals. Because if you can do that, if you can replace that time and actually, instead of playing games, instead of gaming, using that same effort and consistency, because if you were the kind of person that would level up and actually freaking grind to get your skills better in the game, to actually get higher level in the game like I was, and believe it or not, that is one of a kind. That is one of a kind for you to actually grind and take it that seriously. If you could, look, if you could do that, if you could grind as if you did in the video games in real life, oh my goodness, you would do so good. Because honestly, it actually technically is not as hard. You just lack perspective. You have the whole screen in front of you, but the thing is, you are inside of the game. You are inside of the game in the first person. And so it's much harder because you don't get to pause. You don't get to pause the game. You basically are just always in the state, okay, I am going to solve this puzzle. And the thing is, it takes intelligence, but you have that intelligence because you've persevered in the games. You have been able to get to that highest level, higher than all of your friends. You've been able to get the skills way better than all of your friends. And the thing is, that is transferable into real life. I really, really need you to understand this. Okay, so understand the key is to replace all of the time you spent on games on pursuing your goals and making real life progress. So, just to destroy limiting belief. When I started exercising, I was doing good, but I was still like super skinny because I was like still playing games. But when I quit them, I supercharged my social skills. I started speaking to more people. I made sure to like train my body like how I would freaking like train in the game. I would like, just like how I would obsess like playing freaking Fortnite on how I would like XP grind, or where are the new XP coins, or where are all like what are the different routes that I can get like to open these chests to get like different XP. Instead of doing that, I basically just focus on myself. There was a point like, man, I had a part-time job. I had a girlfriend. I was getting freaking jacked. I was like lean. I had abs. I I had a part-time job. I don't know if I said that. I got better grades, and I was like cooking. I was the chef. I was the entrepreneur. I am the athlete. And so I put all of those things together, and I started to think, wow, this character of Daniel Rojas that I am becoming, I am able to actually get these skills because the world is mine for the taking, just like the world is yours for the taking. Just like the games you've played have been yours for the taking, just like how you've been able to level up your skill and win. Just like that. The world is yours for the taking, and the world is waiting for you. Just the longer you postpone yourself, the longer you try to feel safe in the games, the worse your real life is going to get. And the harder it will be for you to actually quit. And when I tell you from the bottom of my heart, from me, from myself, it was almost like I was in this trap. It was almost like I was in this limbo of me not being able to actually quit, because I just like, the problem is that I just felt so safe when I would play the games. I hated how my life was, but you need to go through the real pain, because the real growth that you desire is not in the comfort. Comfort is the killer of man. And the real progress you want is going to be achieved by you going through discomfort, by you going through the pain of like feeling like, oh man, like my body is like, I have a higher body fat percentage, so my testosterone's low, so the hard work feels horrible to do, and I just need to get to that point. I just need to work hard right now. Like right now it is hard to actually get into that transition and to build momentum, but once you actually build momentum and you start waking up ready to conquer the day, like you woke up ready to conquer the games, when instead of thinking about how you're going to play the game later in the day when you're freaking at school, or how you're thinking about how to play the game and level up faster when you're going to bed at night, imagine when those thoughts are replaced on how you can start making more money, how you can get bigger muscles, how you can talk to more people and make more relationships, more connections. Because those thoughts get replaced. And really, video games, and this is the last like nail in the coffin that might like offend you, video games are for children. In my mind, they're meant to teach kids, yeah, you can be competitive, yeah, you can level up, but there's a point where you need to stop and you need to grow up. There's a point where you need to grow up. And I hope you're ready for that. And I know this might offend you. I just needed this. And this is exactly why I ended up quitting, because somebody told me that life got so much better, and life does get so much better, and you get such better experiences. You get so much love. You get so much pain. And you realize at the very, very end of the day, every single time when you laughed, you cried, you smiled, you were angry, you realize you wouldn't have rather had it any other way. Because this is what life is meant to be. For you to live it to the fullest. For you to get frustrated just like how you used to get frustrated when you freaking die in the game and you lose everything. Truth is, yeah, maybe you might lose everything. Maybe you might come back. It's hard. But you wouldn't rather have it any other way. So to summarize this video, understand you do any of these things, any of these vices, any of these things that distract you from reality because they make you feel safe. But that doesn't mean they are good for you. Set goals and then focus on just getting experience points towards the goals. Set goals and then think, okay, the goal is having good relationships. Well, I'll just focus on the skill of speaking with people and actually being authentic with myself and with the other people so that I can actually build relationships that are worthwhile. Put the same discipline and consistency into real life. Because I tell you, it gets so much better. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and do the right thing. Stay inspired.